busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Fuck you, bust on my balls.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
Because if I'm that nigga in 10 years.
No, you're not going to be him in 10 years.
I'd kill myself.
You won't be him in 10. You know what? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. I'm with Devon Dickerson in his car watching comics come into a Riddles Comedy Club open mic and stuff. No, you know what? It's the comic at open mics makes me laugh.
You have never been at a job where you like young and you see that old person at the job that's so dedicated and you like, please don't let me be the person in 20 years.
I know.
Nah, I'm that person.
I know.
You be like, I'm at a job, I'm like,
I know.
these people are ultra aggressive and stuff.
I'm that old dude at open mics that I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that guy that was. You could tell he was in the scene for too long, and he was kind of entitled, and he was kind of funny, but he wasn't funny enough to get out of the scene.
What even trying to be funnier? Yeah.
Yeah, I turned into that guy, and but dude, you ever see that guy at the open mics that has like fucking 15 pages of fucking notes in front of him on a table, and he's like looking at it like he's a fucking, like he's fucking breaking down some fucking science fucking project or something, where it's like, dude, why are you bringing 15 fucking pages, laying them all out on the table? Just bring your 5 to 6 fucking jokes
that's
you're working
all
on.
the shit he's stealing from you.
No, that ain't no. You
That's
know what
I'm
comic
you
I'm
it
talking
is.
about, man.
No, that's him stealing shit from you.
So yeah. Long story short, my son brought some chick to fucking Chicago. It didn't go so well that he's dating, and now my son hasn't talked to me. He hasn't talked to me because I had a heart to heart with him, and he ain't talking to me. And shit
What
like
did
that.
So
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't care, man.
I'm choked up.
Yeah.
So since I always share my stuff,
No.
what was the heart to heart about?
Well, just it was about my son brought some a young lady to Chicago, and I just had some concerns. I had some concerns that I thought
he was a little bit antennas up on her.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it was, and that's what it was. I mean, I had some concerns. She said some things about her parents, and
They both meth heads or something like that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
She like, I'm just glad to have all my teeth.
Dude. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that with the drug parents. I mean, I'm not trying to be exact, but it's something like that. And then, just some worrisome shit.
But sometimes, real talk, kids, like, I'd never smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
And the reason why
I never smoked a cigarette in my life.
is because my mother used to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, my mom smoked
and it's just the
cigarettes, too.
one thing that I refuse to do.
Yeah, it grosses you out.
Yeah.
So you're saying if you're say maybe that girl's parents,
maybe that girl will never ever do drugs, perhaps. You know.
Yeah, but I worry about
she
being
knows
somebody that has trauma in their life, though. Because
Yeah,
trauma will
but
fuck people up.
I get that aspect, but then you got so many people with hidden trauma. At least
Oh yeah.
At least she's aware of what her trauma is.
Yeah.
It's better than some hidden ass angel that's trying to figure it out, and then at 30 years old, she ultimately, oh yeah, I was molested by my brother, and then she's repressed all that stuff because her life was half beautiful.
Yeah.
And when she's bored, it all comes back up. At least this girl, cause see, my aunt is just like that. She kind of judged all of my cousins' girlfriends. She was just, my aunt came from, lower income.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Why would you want?"
I'm lower income.
No, but listen,
I'm lower income too.
But no, my aunt became something with herself. Like she's
okay.
like,
well,
she's like
I'm with her.
She's like vice president of.
Okay.
No, she's like.
I love her.
She's vice president of a union, and
She got her shit together.
She got her kids good jobs.
She worked hard.
Right. And so she's like, "Why are you going back to the same neighborhood picking up girls?"
That's right.
And I'm like, because they love you. So they want somebody that reminds them of the real that you came from.
Yeah.
And you can't be so judgmental. They have a sixth sense of right and wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like with my kid, he dates the weird, my oldest one. He dates the weirdest girls ever.
Why?
I think he likes low fruit.
Yeah.
His efforts on everything is just
why? Because it's just easy.
It's no competition.
No,
nobody's
I
gonna
don't
not
like low fruit.
Yeah,
I want high fruit, top of the tree shit.
But see, if at some point, if you want low fruit, my man, that's on you.
Yeah, I guess
I'm giving you high fruit game.
Yeah, but when you're looking at the fruit and it's got bruises in it, it's got fucking some bites out of it by some squirrels and shit like that, man.
But
Come
sometimes,
on,
I'm trying to tell you, man, sometimes that be the most faithful fruit ever.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's fermented already.
Oh.
It gives you a fruity taste and yet a zing.
I don't know, dude. I know what you're saying.
You just don't want your son going to fall.
Yeah.
Let them fall early. You know what my son did in 7th grade? I had
What?
to take him out of school.
Mm.
So I had to take him out of school after reading this text. I pull up I said, give me your phone. I just snatched the phone like a game warden. Just give me your phone.
Yeah.
I'm blitzing it right now. I do both my sons like
Whoa,
that.
just out of nowhere, huh?
Just like a prison.
Let me
thing.
look at it.
Let me
Oh, they do that in prison? What do you mean?
I'm talking about like that's how they search your rooms in prison. Just like we'll turn off the water so you can't flush shit. No,
oh, really?
They turn off the water so you can't flush shit.
That's genius.
That's when they know to start throwing it. Yeah,
shit.
they be starting to throw the shit out the room. Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah,
man.
no doubt. So I learned this tactic from working at the prison too. Is just
You think they keep extra water in the fucking room somewhere where that happens? They can throw it down the toilet.
they could possibly. Yeah.
Wow,
it's not
dude, I never
impossible.
thought of no shit like that.
No, those are like jet propulsion.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah.
hard. Yeah, that
They got those type of toilets. Every toilet in the fucking prison.
It's an aluminum.
Those are expensive toilets.
Aluminum,
Whoosh.
made out of straight stainless steel.
Yeah.
The toilet too.
Mm.
The toilet and the sink.
Well, who makes those fuckers?
Stainless steel, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it probably lasts, right?
It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Uh-huh.
I snatch up his phone and I go through his phone, and he had a Latino girlfriend. This girl was one of them girls where
I'm liking where he's going with this, though.
this girl was one of those girls that was so developed
Oh,
that
okay.
when you go to like
Eighth
a
grade? You said
basket,
8th grade?
7th grade.
Oh my god.
She was developed at 6. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of them American Dream scenes. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Whoa,
right.
yeah.
Where the old man,
Tits already and shit, right?
no tits, ass,
I know.
and hips.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, son, I'm proud of
It's
you.
in the
Like for the
chorizo
first
and
part,
shit, dude.
for the first time in life, I'm proud
I
of
know,
you, right?
I know.
Right. So, so listen.
Right.
So the girl is adopted
Mm-hmm.
by some white people,
Yep. Trauma. She's got some trauma. She got some.
and they
fucking,
old as dirt. So they look pedophile-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they probably raised her good because they're older. Maybe they're
They
smarter.
got custody of her and her younger sister.
Yeah, but there's
But
trauma
these
in
are the
that fucking
these are the
relation.
wildest girls in the school. And so
There you go.
And so listen.
Trauma. See.
So listen, my son was only like 6 feet tall then. A boy, he came in, he was about 6 feet 2. They go to Catholic school, so it was not that many black kids anyway.
Okay.
So now this other black kid comes in, 6'2", comes in, plays one basketball game, scores 20 points, opposing position from my son, and my son barely putting up 6.
Yeah.
And I say, see, that's what you should have been doing. So the boy ends up, my son, and this is how the text went from my son to this boy. The boy name was Malcolm or something like that. He had an African name too,
Okay.
right? So he goes, hey, Malcolm, do you think I could go to the movies with you? And he named his girlfriend, my son's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So my son is asking another boy, can he have permission to go to the movies with his girlfriend?
Why? I don't get it. I'm not following the storyline.
You won't follow it because you have common goddamn sense.
What does it mean?
Listen to me. Say I'm asking
So
you.
your son is texting Malcolm, another dude.
Yes.
Hey, is it okay if I go to the movies with my girlfriend
And you.
and you?
Because y'all going to the movies. Can I join in on the movies?
Oh my God! So you're saying that Malcolm was taking his girl to the movies?
And he had no clue.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have no clue. I wasn't following it for a second. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but you ain't lived it.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying?
She's fast.
And so my son is so Mr. Know-It-all, and you can't tell him nothing.
Yeah. He didn't
that-
know he was being clowned too. That's fucked
I
up.
mean, that kind of clown.
But he's young. He doesn't know. That's how you learn.
Listen.
That's how you get a PhD in hoe. You got to date a couple hoes.
Listen,
You know, I swear to God.
my son in 3rd grade made a hit list.
Oh yeah.
And put
What do you mean a hit list?
He made a hit list. He made a gun
Oh yeah.
out of paper.
Mhm.
He was good at like paper crocheting and aluminum foil crocheting.
Okay.
He made a gun, and he put names on the handle of the gun of
Oh,
people
yeah?
in his class. Yeah, I had to go to school for this shit.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So who the fuck does that?
9/11
Right.
just had passed.
Right. He's got names on the fucking handle and shit. Who the fuck is this kid, man? Where'd he get that shit from?
I had
Where
no
he's
idea.
made a fucking paper mache gun. He's got.
He
But he was joking because that's a good sense of humor shit. Where it's like, look, I got your name.
No, his 1st grade teacher used to be like, listen. No, look.
This kid's great.
His 1st grade teacher used to be like, listen. He be cracking jokes that none of the kids get,
Oh,
but the
'cause
shit is
Yeah,
hilarious.
he's advanced.
He's written
got a
some.
good sense
yeah,
of humor.
listen. As a black kid, probably probably 6 years old, he loves Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He loves Tracy
And that's
Morgan.
kind of advanced, like mature.
Yeah, he loves
bullshit.
political comedy.
Yeah, that's a different type. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Anybody can laugh at like Eddie Murphy telling like pussy
cracking
jokes
and
stuff.
cursing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you talking about political jokes, he loves political jokes.
Yeah.
So he's
Smart.
I mean, this is the kid that I complain about the most, but at the same time,
So hold on here.
He's the biggest reward. But if he just applied that shit all the time, this guy wrote a book in second grade and won a city second grader editor. I mean, he won a citywide second grade writer book, and he made the book cover.
Yeah.
And it was me and Khalil. His best friend in school was named Khalil. He's like, me and Khalil, we went to war. So he made like a spaceship, and when you open it up, it was him and Khalil in a spaceship, and they was being chased by monsters, and it was impeccable. I would put him on punishment.
So hold on here though. But you're saying you went through his phone, but why did you take his, like, what did you do after that?
It was just a random check on the phones, and so when I found out, it took me 3 times to read the text to understand.
Yeah, because I'm like, what is?
Right, I'm like, wait, who sent this?
Yeah.
So then I go, hey son, let me ask you a question, man.
Yeah.
What's this about? He goes, oh well, Malcolm and my girlfriend, they're friends, because he has that pure heart about things, right? And I go, wow.
Yeah.
Mix that with the third grade incident.
Yeah.
you're gonna have to kill this dude.
I know, right?
You gotta kill
put
Malcolm.
another name on
He
his
just
fucking
put 20
grip.
points up. You've been on this team, ain't scored 6.
Oh.
And now he done took your girl.
You think she jumped over to him because he had 20 and he had 6?
I would have jumped over to him because he had 20.
You're right.
Listen.
T-Mac.
And then so I'm up in his room. He's sitting at his desk in his room, and I go, son, look, let me ask you a question. Would I have to ask your mom permission? Would I have to ask?
Yeah.
How would it sound if I asked another dude permission to go out with your mom? Yeah. And then it clicked in his brain, and I could see the trauma hit him. I almost grabbed him like he almost fainted.
Dude, that's like a fucking TV show. That's like a Huxtable moment right there,
it's
dude.
ridiculous, man. And then I had to pull him out of the school because I'm like, man, it's no way. He was having like social issues, you know what I mean? Like not fighting or anything, just he has a spatial awareness thing, you know what I mean? It's not special, but it's different.
Yeah.
And like his dry sense of humor is my dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
But when I hear that shit back to me, I'll be like, Nick, look, you're not old enough to have that kind of humor.
Yeah.
And he's advanced with it.
Yeah.
So it's hitting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
You think he'll ever be a comedian?
Definitely. I want to bring him. I want to bring him out one night.
Yeah.
I'm about at the point where I'm gonna start giving him weed.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let him find it. You think he's found weed yet?
Definitely. He goes to this genius school and they all do other
all the
type of
kids
drugs.
are smoking weed now, dude.
Yeah,
I feel like when I was going to school, man, I feel like either like white burnout dudes were smoking weed.
No, everybody was smoking weed.
No. I'm 43, man. Everybody wasn't smoking weed. You think everybody was smoking weed?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, it was just, you probably was just in a section, were you an athlete?
No, but I would hang out with athletes and I would hang out with like party kids though. I'd hang out with funny party kids. But no, not an athlete. I hung out with athletes, but they didn't smoke weed. Dude, the athlete friends that I hung out with, they didn't smoke weed until later on. They didn't do that.
I just think, yeah, so after breaking the news to him, I'm like, there's no way. Because, the classrooms are small.
Yeah.
There's only like 15 kids in the class. So,
Jesus.
Yeah, if you got a 6'2" dude that just took your girlfriend.
Yeah, it's going to be some problems.
It's going to be a problem, man.
That's
and it's
so
going to be a
funny,
bad
dude,
problem.
That he didn't get that. That he didn't get that. This dude's like taking his...
I was kind of in fear of what his reaction might have been.
Yeah, I see. So he left that school.
I took him out and homeschooled him for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but his brother suffered because of that because I took his brother out too. But then his brother came back his 8th grade year, won all his championships in basketball. So
yeah,
it was like a story tell story. And now
probably did him a favor too because if she's like a fast girl and stuff, who knows if she whatever happened to her, if you can get her fucking pregnant.
Yeah, that's
like
what, and that was a big fear too.
Yeah,
if she could do this to you, she would have you in the alley naked somewhere with cousins around you and stabbing you to death.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, she was one of those kids where you'd have to look away when she comes because she wore spandex a lot and she's just a little girl.
Yeah.
But she looked nothing like a little girl.
Dude, I was just over getting coffee the other night over in Beverly on Western, and there's two young 15-year-old girls in spandexy ass workout pants that were matching. They must be in school or something like that, like a cheer squad or some shit they're matching.
I thank God for them brown pants to let me know.
Oh, so dude. Yeah. So there's a fucking guy, 55-year-old dude working behind the counter, and as they're in front of me, they walk away after they pay. He's looking at her, doing the dude look at the ass for like fucking 10 seconds before he looks at me to get my order, and I'm just like, what a dirty little dude. And I get it, they're 15, but they're 15. Like, dude, it's weird. Like once. I don't know how many years ago it hit me where I can't look at young girls. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore, dude. I remember when I would go into Hooters, I would almost be like, I don't even want to look.
Man, listen, I was doing a rehab house over in Beverly. And it was.
You mean you were like fixing it up, right? Flipping it and shit like that.
Yeah, I was flipping the house in Beverly. And I used to remember this shit. I used to have to drive past Morgan Park High School every single day.
Morgan Park, which is a big high school near Beverly.
Man, those girls looked like they were. When the bell would ring, it looked like the club was letting out.
I know.
Like I had to change my route. Because I felt. Listen. I said if I go past this school one more time, I had already.
Don't even say it.
No, I'm saying. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the absolute truth. I mean,
I get it.
I told myself I'm normal, and I'm thinking these thoughts. So what would a dude that really is not normal be thinking? I'm telling you, man.
It's funny how there's people that don't have the
they bodies.
No.
They bodies are the bodies that you really want.
I know.
But by the time you get them at 25, those bodies are not those bodies anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Dude, I was trying to work that as a joke, and I would always bring it up like 18, 19-year-old women or 17 and 19-year-old women have the best bodies, but nobody wants to hear that because you sound like a fucking creep.
It's the truth, though.
It's the truth, but nobody wants to fucking talk where they're like, hey, that's uncomfortable. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not saying all, but when you find it when it's right, you're like, man, how is that not? Every woman would want that fucking 18-year-old body.
I'm 44 now.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect age because let me explain why.
No, I don't know about that. I'm 43. I ain't never thought this was perfect.
No, because you two stuck in gratification. Look, check this out.
What?
If you were dating a 54-year-old that had a bad body, right?
Yeah.
She's secure in life, got her own shit. She's 54.
Yeah.
And then you could date her 34-year-old daughter, who's got the body and looked like her 20 years before.
Yeah. What's your point?
You at the perfect age. And then if you found a 44-year-old
you're
woman,
right. You can't date up or date down.
You got 30 years of dating. 30 years of range.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could date almost from 34 to 54.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Well, I mean, it works in a bunch of ways, man. Like when you're underage, like I remember I was talking to these fucking underage kids, and they were like 16, 17 years old, and I was doing Uber, and I was dropping them off at some little party for high schoolers, and they go, yeah, they're boys, and they go, we normally don't hang out with girls our own age. I go, what age do you normally hang out? They said 22-year-olds, trying to like impress me or something, right? And I go, dude, how old are you? And they go, 16. I go, man, just fuck 16-year-olds. Just hang out with 16-year-olds. That's like the perfect time. You're only going to be able to hang out with 16-year-olds. When you're 19, fuck 19-year-olds. That's the only time you're really going to be comfortable with fucking 19-year-olds.
I got a confession because I was that dude. Like, when I was 16, I was in college.
It's a weird thing. Like, you naturally want to do that.
I made the double. Remember we talked about that? And I missed the grade, and I was already young because I was a September birthday.
Yeah.
So I was really 2 years younger than most people in my classroom. Then I went to a Catholic school in Inglewood. Everybody in that school had failed one grade.
Yeah.
So I was really 3 years behind some of my classmates.
Oh, my God.
So I always have dated older girls.
Yeah.
And so the mentality...
Which works out great in high school because they're a little bit more advanced.
No, I'm talking about like since 6th grade, I've always only been into girls because of my age, I had to adapt up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've never been interested by juvenile conversation.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you are going to get dumber people. You're going to get dumber people, man. I mean, when you're fucking with, like, young people and shit like that.
Yeah, I'd never had a conversation about gym shoes my whole entire life with a female.
Yeah.
If we talk about gym shoes, you are, like, this is one thing I used to always say. Why this used to be my rules when I was single. And I used to call myself a #1 draft pick. I had no kids, and I was single, and I was in college, right?
Yeah.
And even Yo, I didn't graduate right away.
What pick? Number 1 pick overall?
I'm a number 1 draft, man.
Yeah, but top 10?
Top 1.
Top 1. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
I got a whole future promise ahead of me. Right.
Yeah.
Spin me around on a circle.
You're right, though.
Let me spread my arms out, right?
You got no baggage.
I got nothing with
Education.
me. Yeah, education,
Yeah.
looks at that time.
Yeah.
I was in shape.
Yeah.
I've always had a great job.
Yeah.
You know, I was
You're smart.
working at the state in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean in college, I had a full ride scholarship in college, working at UPS. Then I quit UPS to go to Stateville.
Uh-huh.
You're right. I shouldn't have worked that much.
Yeah.
But so then my rules to myself was, why would I date a chick if I got a car? Why would I date a chick who doesn't have a car?
Yeah, right.
Men always like lower their standards for women.
You think? I feel like women do the same
No,
thing.
because we are such the predator in our minds that we think sometimes if she's doing better than us, that's not good prey.
Really? I
No,
never
that's
think
the
like
best
that.
prey.
No, dude, I always like better than me women.
See, listen, I'm trying to show you, like a guy walking McDonald's and think, oh, that's my wife. But
I'd never walk in McDonald's and go, that's my wife.
I'm telling you, there's a population out there that'd be like,
I know what you're saying, though,
right.
because it's like you're almost like lifting them up.
You-
It's almost
yeah,
like
I'm
a
saving-
hero
I'm
type
a
thing.
hero,
you're,
yeah.
You're like, let
Yeah,
me lift
exactly.
you up and I'm going to save you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the woman.
I get that.
The woman is the victim in their
Save a
mind.
hoe. It's
right.
like save a hoe.
No, they just really don't think women are capable of being equal.
Who thinks like that?
It's
swear
a
I
lot of
never
people
thought.
that
Really?
don't want women that like that. They
No, that's
they want
crazy.
because
I've
they,
always wanted a strong,
because,
smart
okay,
woman.
because the thing is, if your mentality is not to make somebody, you gotta kind of make a person submissive. You gotta encourage them that, hey, listen, you might know more about education, but hey, look, I'm the person that'll make a safe home for you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Playing
There's
the
a
man
lot
role.
of there's a lot of people that can't even offer that.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
So your mentality is you have to deal with somebody who's gonna talk about gym shoes.
Yeah.
And some guys, when they walk in the room, they want to take the low fruit, like my son.
Mm-hmm.
But me,
My son too.
I've always been like, when I walk in the room, why would I ever take the low fruit and I'm gonna have the same argument I'm gonna have with the best looking chick in here? So if I'm gonna have problems, I want the best looking chick problems.
That's right.
Because I'm gonna have the same stupid
At
ass
least it's
argument.
worth it.
At least when I walk in the other room with her.
Well, no, because then dude, my whole thing is if you're going to do it, might as well do it. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if you have problems with it, you're going to look like, man, I got problems with this ugly bitch.
Yeah, and
she ain't worth it.
And it's gonna be guys looking like why is he fucking with her?
I know.
Right, and
Good pussy,
and
good
why
pussy,
why is he arguing?
cooks.
Why is he arguing with her?
I know.
Think about that.
I know.
So when you see me arguing in the car, it better be a model.
I know.
You know,
I know.
a star.
Yeah.
That's always been my philosophy. And then as a number 1 draft pick, I would say, hey, look, she's got to match or exceed me.
Yeah.
If I'm in school, she's got to be in school. If I'm driving, she's got to have her own car. If I got my own place, she's got to have a place to rest up because we not living at my shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
When I kick you out, I want to be able to go over your spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when you kick her out. Yeah.
I had a girl that I was in love with. She moved in with me, man.
Uh-huh.
And then check this out. She moved in with me just on some. She lived in the same building as me, and she moved in like after 2 months of us messing around. We lived like an apartment away from each other.
Right.
So in her mind, she kind of gangstered me like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense for me to be paying
Yeah.
$700 and you pay $700.
I'm over here a lot already.
I
We
live,
always
yeah,
spend time with each
She
other.
had a roommate, and
Goofy
I
shit.
lived by myself,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
The weekend she moved in, dude, it was like the devil said, I bet you I can get you, boy. I just happened to go to some party without her. This girl and me hung out at Navy Pier outside. We walked from the party to Navy Pier, hung out literally 15 hours because I had nowhere to take her. And she said, you know, you're such a gentleman. I was all ready to give it all up to you tonight.
Whoa.
But I was like, I didn't do car sex and stuff like that.
I ain't never had a chick say I was ready to give it up for you.
No, that's how intimate we had gotten.
Whoa.
Like, that's how
Yeah.
much the minds had connected, right?
Connecting with her.
And that was 1 week into her living with me, man. I went home and told her about the whole event, and she cried and moved back out.
Where did she go? Back to her place?
Back to her place,
Yeah.
I said, because I just want to be honest, like,
Yeah.
Maybe we not ready.
That was
for
a great move.
Yeah, man. Shit.
Well, you weren't ready.
I
mean,
wasn't.
if the week that she moves
Nah.
in, that should be like a gear of like kicking in gear where it's like, nah, this is
man.
closed for business. But if you meet
Yeah.
somebody where it's like, no, man, it's like business as usual.
Yeah, I told her. I said, listen,
Hey, at least you told her. Some
Yeah.
motherfuckers wouldn't even tell her.
No, I had to.
Women do it
because
too. Women do that shit too, man.
I needed to break her heart just because I didn't want to just tell her, look,
You
I
ever see
want
her
you.
in the hallway?
I want you to fuck out of here. No, we still kicked it and everything. You
Really?
know? Yeah, it was a little different, but you know.
She can't look at you like you're like a serious thing no more, though. Where she's, because that would have been the serious move, like they go in that direction. But once you do that, she's like, yeah, this guy ain't really.
She was really one of the first loves that got away that I messed up.
Really?
Yeah, no doubt. I messed that one up.
Whoa.
And the only reason
I wasn't thinking you were gonna say that.
The
dude.
only reason I was messing it up, I was doing it on purpose because she couldn't pass a test that I used to have. I used to have like these intricate ass tests for you.
Like what?
I didn't know who her parents were. She was adopted, and
Mhm.
so that's a big test for me.
Yeah.
Because
How old were you when you thought about that, though?
I've always thought
Why is that? Because I thought of that
Because-
later on in life, but
I
didn't have that when I was
wasn't
21.
raised by my father, so
Yeah.
every thought was, if I could have sex with you, you're a potential mother.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a mother, I need to know what type of mother you came from.
Yeah.
So sex was a little bit different for me at a younger age.
Mhm.
You know.
I don't look at it like that. I look at it like who are your people? You know, are they fucking salamanders living under a rock? Are they fucking, are they piece of shits?
Well,
are they
that-
fucking, you got a bunch of fucking people in your family with bad genes and shit like that? Like, what's that? People don't ever think about that. They just fuck anybody, and they don't
No,
realize, like
no.
you look at their parents, because
No.
their parents are older, and you go, God, they're ugly as fuck. What's up with that bullshit big heads?
I was in absolute love with this one girl,
Mhm.
but she smoked cigarettes.
It's gross.
Her mother smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, it's unhealthy.
Her sister was a crackhead.
Oh, there you go.
Her sister was the finest crackhead I've ever seen.
For then,
no,
keep
listen,
it going.
listen, son.
You know how it
I might
happens.
have just gave her some crack just to hang out with her because she was that fine, and this girl was fine.
Yeah.
But her mother was so ignorant to me
Yeah.
that it turned me off from her.
What? Just didn't respect you,
She
or just being like her like worst self in front of you, where it's just like
yeah,
ignorant
she was
and
just,
dumb
yeah,
shit.
she was exactly that, man. Yeah,
Stupid.
and I'm the kind of guy like
That's kind of immature. I feel like that's immature,
it was
right?
definitely some kind of competition going on.
Yeah,
there.
there's something there where
because
she's trying
they had
to show you
they
like
had a
some-
very interdependent lifestyle.
yeah.
So, like for example, the mother had to have custody of the kids of the crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
So the grandmother took custody of those kids.
Uh-huh.
The sister lived with the mother in a big old house, and the girl I was dating lived by herself.
Yeah.
So when they would all come over to smoke cigarettes,
Mhm.
I would tell them, "Could y'all go out on the balcony and smoke?" Right?
Yeah.
So I'm in the
Who's this motherfucker?
Exactly.
Right.
exactly. So I'm in the
Yeah.
crib smoking all kind of blunts and
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah,
Weed,
whatever.
Weed is different than
It
cigarettes.
doesn't
but-
stink up your house either.
Right. So they like he has the audacity to have
know.
your mother out on this cold balcony, and they be out there talking all kind of witches brew shit on me and everything like that.
Witches
There's
brew.
like 3 wicked witches. There's crackhead witch, grandma evil witch, and my crazy witch
Yeah.
chick, and she turned out to be crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Who, the chick that you're dating?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
I'll tell you some wild stuff.
She got she has bad genes. She has
No,
bad genes.
no, son.
Did
no.
she get on
okay,
crack?
Okay, so
Drinker?
now look, if I share this story, you're gonna have to share more of your stories. Man.
what are you talking about? I got no problem sharing stories,
No, I'll
dude.
be sharing deep shit. You don't be you be surface with yours.
Oh, okay, surface.
So look, this is why we broke up, man. And this is no joke, but
alright.
it's a joke, but it's serious, right?
What?
So we broke up because there was an incident where we had to terminate a pregnancy, right?
Okay, whatever.
No, I caught her smoking a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And she was pregnant?
She couldn't stop smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen,
Not good.
listen.
Although everybody did that
and
until
one
fucking,
of no
1980.
no one of, this was like in the 90s.
I know, but
like
they
the
were doing it way
2000s.
before that. Everybody
This was
parents were
2000s
smoking
almost.
before, while
Right.
they're pregnant.
No, but she had a nephew
Mhm.
that was a little bit retarded because her sister was a crackhead.
Yeah.
And so you've already experienced
Yeah.
having a bad
You
pregnancy.
think you'd learn from that,
You
right?
think
Where
this would be the ultimate lesson for you, right?
Yeah, of course.
So then we got into a conversation of how many terminations did she ever have?
Whoa.
I don't even know how it came up. I'm not normally that inquisitive.
You asked her that?
It came
I
up.
would have never even had that thought.
It came up because the way she did this thing, it was like, okay, let's go.
Uh-huh.
She was so like game to do it. I was like, well, damn, you agreed to that pretty damn easily.
Yeah.
how many of these have you been through?
What'd she say?
She would not answer the question.
Oh, so she's had
Probably 9.
one. I don't know.
No, listen, because I was like,
Dude, maybe.
I was like 5.
I doubt it.
I was,
I mean, do they have a limit on abortions?
I don't think so, man.
Dude, I at high school I worked with a dude named Bill, and Bill and his girl, he got his girl pregnant 3 times, 3 abortions. Same chick. God damn, dude. 3 abortions with the same chick, and they were only dating like 4 years, 3-4 years, some shit like that.
Them motherfuckers had a preferred card.
They're so stupid. 3 abortions.
Hey, it's Bill and others.
It's crazy. So but 9. I mean, maybe she had more than one.
No,
she had
man.
one.
No, she had kind of confirmed like 3.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, what about like 4? It got ridiculous, the conversation. So.
Oh, so she had so many that she's embarrassed. Because, I mean, you could say like 3.
Yeah, no, that's
Are
what
you
I'm
happy
saying.
now? And
That's
it's like, no, there wasn't even 3.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It got like that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right, so I probably should have never asked because I didn't want to know.
So what? That was so what, did she get another, but she got an abortion?
The thing was, the fact that, and how I feel about smoking is like, it's different than many other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I expressed that to her.
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, we had dated for a couple of years, and it was like, we had dated so long that she had tried to start using gum. She had used a patch.
Yeah.
One time the patch,
Trying to kick it.
one time we doing it, the patch then rolled off her ass, rolled onto my ass. I didn't know the patch was on me, and I don't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah.
So my lips started bubbling up, and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
Really?
And then my like fingers start tingling,
Yeah.
and you know, like I just start tingling.
'Cause she probably was on a higher dose of fucking patch or whatever it is.
The
too.
patch rolled off me. It probably a low dose would have killed me. I don't smoke.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm getting high off your nicotine patch.
Yeah.
And you know, you're killing me.
I know.
You got this gum and you're still smoking.
I've only dated one chick that smoked. I dated her for like 5 years, man. It's gross. You kiss them and you go.
You kiss them.
Ugh,
I
like
stopped.
kissing an ashtray. It's
My,
disgusting.
my mother couldn't give me a ride to school
Oh.
in high school if she smoked, and she refused to stop smoking, and I just started catching the bus.
Yeah.
It's more than a principle with me.
Dude, my mom, I'd be in the back of the car and my mom's chain smoking with the window barely
Yeah.
cracked. I'm like, lady, you're trying to
Yeah.
fucking kill me. I got asthma. I
Yeah.
had asthma when I was a
Yeah.
kid and shit, man. I'm like, bitch, you're trying to kill me. What are you trying? Dude, I remember one time, like, I never smoked a cigarette. I've smoked so much weed, but I've never smoked a cigarette. I remember one time my mom used to put cigarettes in, like, Coke cans, like when they're done with them and shit. And one time I thought I had a Coke can that was mine. I went to in the butt. Hit me in the lip.
You drink,
Oh,
you
my
drinking,
God.
you drinking Salem, you drinking Winston 100s.
Oh, no, Cool Kings.
Oh wow,
Cool Kings.
oh
They're
wow,
gross.
prison stuff. Hey, one of my sons has peanut allergies,
Oh, yeah.
and I swear I keep offering him peanut butter. And it just be like, hey, you don't eat how you don't eat Reese's cups?
I know.
He's like, 'cause they got peanut butter in it.
It's not a move like if he has like peanut allergies where they go, okay, let's put like a drop of peanut butter on you, like a drop, and then the next day put 2 drops, 3 drops. Could he get better with it if he just did that, or is it like, no, it's gonna kill him?
I think mentally he'll never try it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either if I'm fucking allergic to it though. I mean, I get it, but you think you'd want to like,
He has never had any reaction to anything. My wife took my kids to a allergenist person.
yeah.
They are allergic to cockroaches. I'm like, well, everybody's allergic to cockroaches.
Wow.
How did you even
I
find
didn't
out
know you
that?
could be allergic to
Yeah,
cockroaches.
so you guys rubbed the cockroach on their skin and they got a reaction?
I wonder if he's allergic to shellfish because they say if you
No, he eats all of that shit.
really.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I know people that is allergic to shellfish, and you know they have a little bit. It's just that
They can't eat cockroaches.
It's just that he was told that from an early age.
Yeah.
And he kind of bought into that.
Yeah, I would too, man.
Uh,
Well, because you worry about
I was
it. You worry
allergic.
about it
I
as
was
worse.
allergic to fish where they couldn't even cook it in the house.
Oh my God!
And
well,
now
dude, that kid fucking died. Remember that kid died probably like within a year in New York City, man. There was
But
a
see-
fucking kid. They were cooking cod, and just in the room it killed him.
Well, we got to start letting them people die.
I know. I guess that's. I know it sucks. It sucks to hear that, but that's like fucking.
It's evolution, man.
That's evolution, right? Nobody wants to hear that shit, though.
You got to let people die, man.
I know.
Because you know what's the best thing? This might sound. It might sound sad. It used to sound sad if you heard, oh, this person had suicide and he went and killed himself. Yeah. But the sad thing that's not sad anymore is at least he didn't go into a room and blow everybody else up.
Everybody
You
up.
know what I mean?
I know.
So Now I'm like, hey,
So
look.
that's what those motherfuckers, or some of those motherfuckers
Right.
are doing now.
Right. This little kid,
Little selfish pricks.
Yeah, he was
Who
like
the fuck does that?
he was like 11 years old. Like, I'm like, what is your problems at 11? But he killed himself, and the person I was watching TV was like, oh, that's so sad.
It is sad though.
And I'm like, that's
Of course.
sad. That's sad. But what would have been sadder is had he been that depressed and not talked to nobody and I got no attention and no help and then come back to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
That would have been the sadder part.
Yeah.
So let them little trolls, I mean, this is cruel to say, but let people evolve.
I know. No, I agree. I agree.
Let them evolve, man.
But that's not a popular thing to say now. People go, "That's what? I'm not really, you know."
I only got 2,000.
That's a little cynical for me. That's what they'll say now. But it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that?
You either get Sandy Hook or a suicide.
I know.
It ain't no in betweens no more.
I know.
These guns got too much power and these kids got access.
I know.
And that's why I removed my kid because I'm telling you, he had a track record of doing things that were a little bit out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like I couldn't play.
But I get it.
I couldn't play with guns, so I made guns like a thing to always buy them.
Yeah.
And it might have been too fast because like at 2 years old they got the stockpile 6-foot gun that they takes the load off. I used to have to have my guns because now they got guns that replicate a shotgun exactly.
Yeah.
Shells come out the side, the big piece come out they get an extractor shell, the bullet comes out the front.
Whoa.
So and then you load it and you cock it.
No
now I gotta hide the shotgun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You used to could leave a shotgun around because a kid can't fuck up a shotgun. They can't clack it back and forth.
Really?
I don't know, little kid.
Yeah.
But after you didn't get him a toy that does exactly what your shotgun does, now you gotta have that bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why kids are shooting up schools now. What do you think that is, man?
It's the internet. See, I got my ass tore up in 7th grade. Christopher Hayes whooped my ass. He was little. I could have beat him up.
Yeah.
But Chris had 4 brothers.
Yeah.
And he was in a gang.
Uh-huh.
So it was risk versus reward on this ass whooping.
Yeah.
And the most embarrassing part of the ass whooping was, like, this girl I really liked, she was looking dead at the fight and was like, why are you not fighting back? And I was just like, I don't want to fight his brothers.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're obviously going to whip his ass, but then
he was a little
like,
bitty scrawny motherfucker that always started shit, but he knew he had 3
then you got
brothers.
the Fab Five coming at your ass.
you got
tomorrow.
Right, you got 6
Weber looking motherfucker coming at you, right?
You got 6 more feet at your face.
So you didn't want to fight back because of that.
Because of that.
You're smart though. You're
no,
smart.
I was in a
knew.
new school and I was the only child. So check this out.
Oh, I didn't know you were an only child. I'm an only child also.
Right.
No shit.
So I took that ass whooping and nobody saw it but the people who were present that night.
Yeah.
Now imagine if somebody had videotaped that ass whooping and 1,000 people in the high school saw it. You would be like, excuse me, we're doing a podcast. Don't walk past here looking that beautiful no more, okay? You're interrupting our progress, all right? You a comic? No. Who, you here with somebody? Who? Oh, damn. Shit, any, mini, mighty, mo. How y'all doing? All right, well, God bless you. We'll be in a second. So,
Okay.
So, no, what the fuck was he talking
about? The ass whooping. And
right, so the ass whooping, man, 30 people in my class saw me get my ass whooped outside in the backyard.
Yeah.
Now, imagine if 1,000 people the next day on the Facebook
and shit like that.
Yeah, imagine if 1,000 people tag me.
So you're saying
20 of my best friends tag me like, damn, before I even wake up.
So do you?
I turn my phone on and my phone starts jiggling so hard that all my contacts have all sent me a text message saying, look at you went viral on your ass whooping.
But are you saying that this isn't the correct word, but like the revenge of somebody kind of getting you a little bit and chuckling at you, it grows that large now to where they're like, you know, that I want this motherfucker? Is that what
you
it is
got
now?
motherfuckers inboxing you saying you got your ass beat that you don't even know.
Yeah.
And people are relentless.
How do you stop that?
So what is your next move? You can't even risk.
You got to one up them.
You can't even risk an ass whooping again.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe that's
you got to drop a nuclear bomb because you've been
drop a nuclear bomb, right?
you willing to go.
You got to one up them big time.
To some people,
you got to in game it.
To some people, they are in poverty. they don't have nothing to live for but their reputation.
Yeah, but dude, I feel like school shootings is like white guy shit.
It's
I mean,
everybody's
you think it's everybody's shit, huh?
You leaving? You leaving?
You think it's everybody's shit, huh?
Yeah, I think it's everybody shit because black kids will shoot up schools and not that many people get hit because we know how to get out of there.
Yeah, right.
White people, y'all be curious as hell, so y'all just stick around and keep getting bullets laid up in your ass.
Maybe.
Yeah. Some of y'all are even heroes.
Heroes?
Yeah, white people, y'all run to shit like, oh no, grab him, Timmy, and y'all get lit up.
Fuck that, dude. I don't care.
No, it's a black dude in that Florida shooting. He did the shit, but he was doing it for white people.
Really?
He would have never did that in the hood. He'd have got low.
I guess you're right, right?
You ever notice? It'd be like it'll say, okay, 80 people got shot, but 3 people died.
Yeah.
That means like 77 other people was about to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that
I
means people are getting low. They getting shot at.
They're getting shot at.
They just not dying.
Or they're going in with like semi-automatic weapons and you're getting a bunch off.
It's too hard to fight. It's too hard to fight with these weapons, man.
I know.
And see, now I just heard a thing that's so racist. The people in Sandy Hook can now sue. No, the people down in Florida. What was the name of that school?
Yeah.
The little Florida school.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a white school. It was a mixed school.
Sure. Yeah. The one that was real popular
but
with
it wasn't,
the David Hogg kid or whatever his
it
name
wasn't,
is.
Yeah, it wasn't impoverished
little
school.
bald, little Hispanic chick or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So that school, they now have the right to sue Remington because of how the weapon that shot up the school was advertised. So you mean to tell me all the black kids in the inner cities who've been shot by various amounts of different kind of weaponry have never been able to sue any of these makers of these guns?
I've never heard of anything.
But
like
now
that
this
before.
white school gets shot up, and now
they
they have the ability to sue the maker of the gun.
That's ridiculous.
Well, we got to backlog a lot of shootings there, man.
That's ridiculous. That's true. I never heard that story.
So
That's
you
crazy.
cannot tell me, man, that this system is just. This system is insane.
I know it is insane.
And I'm trying to tell you, man, if you look worldwide, I do this thing with black kids and brown kids. No offense to white kids.
I don't give
I'm not a racist. See,
I get it.
No, listen
man.
to me. I'm not trying to explain it. If I was, I'd be like, man, I just don't like white people.
Yeah.
But like, I grew up in Oak Lawn.
Yeah.
I went to Brother Rice.
Sure. Which people listen in Oak Lawn's majority, I would assume, white, right?
At the time, I was
At the time,
here,
yeah.
And so I went to a prestigious Catholic school in an Irish community.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. The word nigga just flew around freely.
Yeah.
You know, as you're walking down the street.
Sure.
So it's like you grow a tough skin to know who. I could be in a room full of white people, and there could be one racist in the crowd, and I could damn near pick him out based on his reaction to me being in that crowd.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Eyeballing you and shit like that? Or what?
Just the surprise to see you here type look. The let's crack some black jokes over friendly ass motherfucker.
Dude, they're cracking black jokes?
Man, you'll be surprised, man. You hear the weirdest shit.
So stupid, dude.
The let me touch your head, motherfucker.
Let me touch your hair, motherfuckers?
That's usually the females, you know, and
females are saying, "Let me touch your hair."
Yeah, like you're you're a chia pet gorilla.
That's so
no
fucking
doubt,
crazy that's like a thing.
And
touch
so,
your hair.
Yeah, you could be I was at a party one time. I had a keg of beer and I threw a party. And none of the black people touched the keg. They all just had liquor. So these white dudes, it was a Sunday night. I gave away a keg to these white dudes that lived down the hallway. These motherfuckers had a rock and roll band. It looked like a concert. Like we lived in a 2-flat. They had the whole staircase like full of white girls and white guys, right?
Yeah.
And all of this off of one keg.
Yeah.
It took me 3 weeks to promote my party, and they had 15,000 people at their party within an hour, right?
What is that about?
So look, there was one white dude at that party who just kept bumping into me. And I talked to the guy that I gave the keg to. I said, hey, man, why don't you talk to your little friend, man? He's a little racist or whatever, but he keeps bumping me. And if he does it again, I'm going to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Right? So the dude picked him up by his neck. He said, motherfucker, he's the reason we're partying right now. He gave us the goddamn keg.
Yeah.
but you could just pick that shit out of, and it was like 300 other people there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, and also I assume you know when somebody's like fucking with you, because I know when people's fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? Like
you got people that
or you got somebody eyeballing you, and energy is a real thing. Like body language, energy is a real thing.
Confidence within your own people too, because you have rejects from white people that if they're not racist, they won't be anything else cool.
What do you mean? Hold on here.
Like you got the fat guy that can't really get the girls, so he might be racist, and now at least he got a bond with some other white people secretly.
Yeah.
You might have that white guy who's really hanging with black people, but really don't like black people.
Yeah.
He's just not accepted by white people.
Yeah.
So you know,
what school were you going to that was going on at? I mean, it could be anywhere. I mean,
Brother Rice.
That was in high school.
Yeah, high school.
You guys had kegs of beer in high school?
No, no. This was UIC in college. No, this was college.
Okay.
Those are two different stories.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you just see like coming from Chicago and being a Chicago native, and knowing the different pockets of Chicago and how Chicago money is distributed.
Yeah.
How Chicago money is raised.
Mm-hmm.
You have a whole sect of poor people that are feeding white cops, white firemen. You ever see these pictures of the whiteness in city employees and county workers?
No.
In a majority,
I never. No, I didn't grow up here, so I've been here 13 years. So,
I got you.
So you know.
Well, when you see a sheriff car, that's a county worker.
Yeah.
When you see a city cop, just look at the news.
Yeah.
When you see somebody get murdered and you see like 40 white people.
Yeah.
How can that possibly be that all the investigators, all the people on the scene are white, and it's a dead black person in a majority black city, and you don't have a sprinkle of chocolate in even a police force like that? At least,
what's that shit about?
Like, look, when I look at shows in Louisiana, they'll have a show about the Louisiana police.
Yeah.
Louisiana's, 80% black people.
Yeah.
The police force looks like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's African American. There's black cops. I mean, there's black cops, but not.
I don't think it's proportionate.
No way.
No,
I agree with that.
It's not proportionate at all.
But if you look at it like people that deliver mail, it has to be 80% African American, right?
Yeah, but that's where you're living. That's where you're living,
really?
though.
You think so, huh?
Because in rural areas throughout the country, which the mail is federal.
Oh, you're talking in the country. I'm just talking about like Chicago, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying Chicago employees should represent Chicago population.
It should. Yeah, of course.
The county employees should represent county population.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Yeah.
The jobs, the contracts, none of it does.
You think that's because people are getting looked over on jobs, or you think that like the African American community just does like, fuck that, I want to be a cop?
I think that's the only way they're keeping white people here is to keep them employed.
Yeah.
And they fight for these jobs. Like, look at the teachers union. When they go on strike, you mean to tell me we got that many white teachers, and not when these kids get shot, you don't see these white teachers protesting the kids getting killed?
Yeah.
But they're protesting not making money.
Yeah.
You can't be a nurse and not care for people.
I know.
And teaching should be one of those careers. There are just so many things that add to the population of criminal.
Yeah.
And it has to be a population of criminal because you have such great resources dedicated to fighting criminals. Mm-hmm. And if you remove criminals, you're going to remove so many people with jobs.
How much fucking how many jobs go just towards that industry?
That's what I'm trying to show you. Like,
just jailing
and those jobs are to feed middle class white people who didn't necessarily finish school or barely finish school and weren't creative.
Yeah.
Because we're
Union
not
jobs
we're
too.
we're not a country that's telling people to be geniuses.
Yeah.
We're telling them the easiest way to get through this is this way.
Yeah.
So everybody who's complaining about welfare people, you better not complain about it because you need those people to start the process. That's what feeds that.
So you're saying we need the poor people.
That's why That's why you undereducate.
Like the kindling or whatever, the fire, right? It's like the thing is what gets the fire going.
My son goes to a school where they have 95% graduation.
Yeah.
But the minute you walk in the door, the teachers are different. Because they demand it at this school.
Yeah.
Why can't that be for every Chicago public school?
I don't know. I think there's a mixture of a bunch of shit, though, man. What about the fucking parents that just won't shut their fucking mouth up and get their kid to school and shit?
Bro.
Like, I'm talking
Bro.
that's not even a skin color
Bro.
comment. What about the parents that are like, my kid didn't do it's
Bro.
like shut the fuck up. Just
Bro,
when your
listen.
kid's here, they have to
Listen.
fucking.
Listen.
You don't think that happens?
Listen.
Where like parents are interfering because their parents are stupid too.
See, this is what we're comedians,
Yeah,
and we get 5 seconds to read a crowd.
yeah.
And you can pick out a crowd. You've been on. I've seen
Yeah.
you on stage. I
Yeah.
respect your work.
Thank you. Yeah,
I respect your individual play with people that you don't know.
yeah.
You've never met these people, and you have to figure out something that's
Quickly.
relatively funny based off of what you're seeing in a second.
Yeah.
And you mean to tell me we can train dogs to sniff cocaine off of a moving plane, and we could teach fucking. If you give me a kid for 8 hours in a day,
Yeah.
they will have respect instilled in them because the tone I'm going to set is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
We might go off track a little bit, but we're going to get it back because I'm going to have expectations of you.
Yeah.
And the problem is we have people who just settled on being teachers,
Yeah.
and they get shoveled into these inner city schools, get their loans reduced, and they're happy to go to war, but they don't care about
Yeah,
the
they're
kids.
getting their ass whooped in there, like
Yeah,
mentally.
they can't
and
relate to the
fucking-
kids.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be in front of
Yeah.
the fire like
They're
this.
just getting a job just to get a job.
Yeah, they just collecting a check. And
Yeah.
they coming from Schaumburg, and they could care less.
Yeah. So how do you fix that? You get people in that community that work at that school?
You put teachers on a commission base. If you're not teaching, you're not getting paid. Start them off at a decent wage.
Problem is, teachers unions are gonna have a fucking problem with that. I bet.
Fuck the teachers union. Check this out. This is what it's gonna be. You to ask me how to fix it. Let's just
Sounds
talk,
good.
Let's talk fictional. I've been in sales my whole life.
Yeah.
Revenue makes revenue, right?
Yeah.
So let's just put them in sets of 3 grades. So motherfuckers from 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, anybody who teaches this kid in 7th grade, if he's getting a B in if he gets a B in mathematics, you get a certain kind of stipend.
Yeah.
Like you get a $50 check because he got to
But-
be average. No, hold on.
They're gonna juke the stats.
No, listen. Then the 8th grade teacher is responsible for his 8th grade grades, but also the 7th grade teacher gets a residual for him being good in 8th grade as well.
Yeah, there you go.
And then the 9th grade teacher,
Yeah.
and they all get a cumulative
Yeah.
check, right?
Yeah.
And if this kid goes on to a great college, they get a bigger check. So what it does is it makes them want to teach the kid.
Yeah. I've never heard of that shit before.
Because you got to have some kind of system to weed out people who don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And it'll show by your results.
Yeah.
You can't keep calling yourself a teacher if nobody's ready for
And
college.
you would get teachers that are probably not the traditional type of teacher, but a motherfucker that can get the shit done though.
Get a bunch of salesmen in there with degrees.
Yeah. Where it's like, man, that doesn't look like a teacher. But
Hey.
that's like the modern teacher.
Hey, listen, you
That's
have
a
a
great
green,
idea,
you
too.
have a green
Seriously.
belt, and you have an MBA and a green belt. Okay, come on, let's go.
That's it.
You can teach this class.
Yeah.
Because you have to have structure,
Yeah.
and the kids don't respect the structure.
Yeah.
You know when you're being undereducated.
Yeah.
You know, like you could feel when you're being neglected.
Yeah.
You could feel it.
Yeah.
You
it's
could look.
bullshit.
You could look around and say, "This is not what it's going to be."
Yeah, and also if you're actually, and if they're really kicking ass at educating and stuff like that, they'll realize that they're actually learning. They're getting smarter. They're getting
Look-
they're getting respect out of that.
Okay.
They're getting something out of life out of that.
Check this out. Look at what kids are doing at 18 years old. Chief Keef,
Yeah.
the marketing,
Yeah.
the genius behind this, the editing,
Right.
the sound, the videos,
Right.
the following. You know, they had 2 million people. The advertisements.
Right.
You know, this one guy, he says he's the comedian now, but he has these little skits where he says how things would go down in Chicago. He's
Yeah.
the funniest dude on the internet.
Really.
Yeah, he always has some bubble butt girl in his skit,
Yeah.
and he's talking with real Chicago slang, but he's the funniest thing going. These kids are geniuses.
Yeah.
He's marketing, so he'll say, "Hey, and I'm over at Riddle's Comedy Club, and then I saw this chick, and he have a chick walking out of Riddle's." So he's advertising Riddle's.
Yeah.
He'll walk into like taco stands, and he'll advertise the taco stand, so you know they're kicking him some money for that.
Ah.
Then he has the YouTube advertisement that comes up automatically.
Yeah.
So he's getting money here and money there.
Yeah.
He's a genius. And
Yeah.
then he started doing comedy, so he'll do a little skit and say, and he'll stop the skit short, and he'll be like, "Look, just go check me out at so and so and so and so," and the skit will still be going on in the background while he's advertising his next show. That's 3 levels of marketing, bro.
Yeah, that motherfucker's smart.
Yeah.
Who is that dude?
Man, my memory is bad, bro. But the thing that I'm saying is, if you give these kids a blueprint or something, they're going to advance.
Yeah.
There's a reason why these kids are not being given what they need.
Yeah.
Because they have to fuel the fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I used to exterminate for 1 month in college. 1 month, it was a Christmas month. I needed some change for Christmas, and the guy promised me he would pay me it was some ridiculous amount. It was like $1,000 to go over to this project building 4 times. So I had to go there once a week. Yeah. And he was gonna give me a $200, $250 every time I go over there, and I had to do just like a floor. Yeah. But it was like Nino Brown, one way in, one way out, Carter type of building. It was like it was on 47th in Indiana.
Yeah. Okay.
It's called the Rosenwall. So I had to go exterminate the projects at the Rosenwall, and I had did such a good job in 1 month. He sat me down. He said, "I got some bad news, man. I gotta let you go." Yeah. I said, "Why you gotta let me go?"
You killed all the bugs.
He was like, "Dude, we haven't gotten one complaint this week. Yeah. Your job was to contain the roaches. Yeah. Keep them where people are not complaining. Yeah. And evacuate them where people are complaining. Yeah. And that's how politics and that's how policing works. Keep the crime where nobody's gonna care, but don't eliminate it, because if you eliminate it, what we gonna do? So we in a cycle that will never end. Damn, dude. So you gotta feed that cycle. Yeah. You have to have insurances.
You doing a TED Talk over here, motherfucker? You gotta loop it back to that? That's great fucking.
That's the life. That's how
crazy.
I view life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I view life, and that's why I get angry sometimes, and people be like, "Oh, no, that's racist." No, I'm telling you from a perspective of knowing
Makes sense.
Especially in the cycle of Chicago, where we're supposed to be so inclusive of things, but really we're still the most segregated city in the world.
Dude, we got to get off here, but because, dude, I'm pretty sure the list is about to start, and I think I'm number 2 and you're number 3 on the list.
That's what's up.
But dude, if this is such an all-inclusive city, how comes when I drive through Austin, North Lawndale, East Garfield Park, Inglewood, you don't see no white people? There ain't no white people living with folks over there.
They live over there.
Dude, what, 5 of them?
Man,
I drive through there all the time. There ain't. But look, we got to get out of here, man. Devon Dickerson, we could have talked about that for like 2 hours, man. Hey, where can they find you on the internet, man? Besides Pornhub or something like
Just
that.
Just Facebook, Devon, Devon, Dick, Dick, Son, Son.
Man, that was great.
Facebook, and then.
Well, you're a lot smarter than you look, man. That's what the fuck? What the
Appreciate
fuck is that, man? That's great, dude. You should be doing your own podcast. You're so stupid, dude. I told you. I've told you this like 3 times. You should be doing your own podcast. It's a waste. That's a waste.
You're the only person I let call me stupid.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Bustin' Balls Podcast. Please go find Devon Dickerson on the internet. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on Facebook. Very funny dude, one of the funniest comics in Chicago. You can also find this podcast on Instagram, mainly at Bustin' Balls Podcast on Instagram, Eric Pennell Comedy on Instagram. If you would leave reviews on iTunes, it helps me out in ratings. And if you do like the podcast, share it so other people can find it. I do appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much, and let's go get it. Thank you, guys.